let's continue our second lecture of Easy ECG series, and let's get started. And as Aristotle said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So we will continue our electrocardiographic leads chapter, and we have finished the limb leads, and let's start with the chest leads. The chest leads are obtained from electrodes placed on the pericardium in designated areas. An electrode can be placed on 6 different positions on the left side of the chest, each position representing one lead. Accordingly, there are 6 chest leads, namely lead V1, which is placed over the fourth intercostal space just to the right of the sternum border, lead V2, which is placed over the fourth intercostal space, just to the left of the sternum border. Lead V4, which is placed over the fifth intercostal space in the mid-clavicular line. Lead V3, which is placed over a point midway between V2 and V4. Lead V5, which is placed over the anterior axillary line at the same level as lead 4. Lead V6, which is placed over the mid-axillary line at the same level as the leads V4 and V5. And as most of the electrical forces of the heart is directed toward the left lower limb, so these electrical forces will be picked up more as we go from V1 to V6. So if we draw the heart and see the position of each V leads, we will see that V1 and V2 are placed near to the right atrium. V4 is placed on the apex of the heart, and V3 is placed between the V2 and V4. V5 and V6 are placed on the lateral wall of the left ventricle. So as we know that the electrical forces of the heart begin from the SA node to the atrium. The electrical forces that is generated by the atrium are directed toward the leads from the V3 to the V6, and they go transversely from lead V1 and V2, so they will picked by biphasic wave on these leads. And we will have the AV nodal delay, which is presented by the PR segment on all these leads. After that, we will have the interventricular septum deliberalization, which goes from left to the right. So as these forces go to the V1 and V2, they will pick a positive wave, and as they go away from the V5 and V6, they will pick a negative wave. Then we will have the vast majority of the ventricle will be deliberalized in direction toward the V4 and V5 and 6, so they will get a positive wave, and away from V1 and V2, which will get a negative wave. And as the depolarization ends, the repolarization starts on a direction opposite to the depolarization, but as they carry a negative force, so they will pick a positive wave on most of the chest leads. Sometimes the chest leads are obtained from electrodes placed on the right side of the ECG. The right-sided chest leads are V1R, V2R, V3R, V4R, and V5R, lastly V6R. The V1R lead will be placed on the first intercostal space to the left of the sternum. The V2R are placed on the fourth intercostal space just to the right of the sternum. Lead V4R placed over the fifth intercostal space in the mid-clavicular line. Lead V3R placed over a point midway between V2 and V4. Lead V5 are placed over the anterior axillary line at the same level as the lead 4 on the right side. Lead V6 are placed over the mid-axillary line at the same level as lead V4 and V5 on the right side. These leads are mirror images of the standard left-sided chest leads. Right-sided chest leads are useful in cases of true mirror image dextrocardia, acute inferior wall myocardial infarction to diagnose right ventricular infarction. So we have finished the chest leads, and let's start talk about the Einthoven triangle. We have seen that the standard limb leads are recorded from two limbs at a time, one carrying the positive electrode and the other the negative electrode. The three standard limb leads L1, L2, L3 can be seen to form an equilateral triangle with the heart at the center. The triangle is called the Einthoven triangle. To facilitate the graphic representation of the electrical forces, the three limb plates of the Einthoven triangle can be redrawn in such a manner that the three leads they represent bisect each other and pass through a common central point. This presents a triaxial reference system with each axis separated by 60 degrees from the other. The lead polarity positive or negative and direction remaining the same. We have also seen that the augmented limb leads are recorded from one limb at a time, the limb carrying a positive electrode and the other carrying the negative pole being represented by the central point. The three augmented limb leads AVR, AVL, AVF can be seen to form another triaxial reference system, with each axis being separated by 60 degrees from one another. So we have finished our lecture today, and let's jump to the question of this day. When does right-sided ECG become mandatory? Thanks for watching. I will be more than grateful if you press the like, subscribe button and share this video with your colleagues. If you have any suggestions to improve my channel, leave a comment and let me know please. See the description below for the newest updates and for more infos. Also, don't forget to follow us in other social media sites. Keep your narcotic dose and good luck.